Sunday, that's for damn sure.
Oh yeah, with Ken, right?
Yeah, the whole thing there. Now, okay, it's going to be live here.
Okay.
All right, it's going to be. This is going to
Yeah,
be.
man.
Yeah, I know. Hey, what's up? It's Saturday afternoon with Dr. Earl and Junebug here. It's not much has been going on, so we figure we come on the air and do some entertainment for everybody out there, and all that good shit up there. Yeah, it's been a while since we did that. The first thing we want to discuss, I've talked about this person before, and I'm not going to be doing any thing with this guy for a while because we're referring to, of course, the bullfrog, the way he disrespected, the, the way he was disrespectful to both Ken and as well as Kevin and Bobby that particular night, this past Sunday night on my channel there.
So go ahead, Brown. What's going on with the bullfrog?
Oh man, yeah, yeah. It's still on my channel there. It's called Dark Side of the Pantry.
Really?
Yeah, it was. We had also had a part two called The Pantry Strikes Back, but it wasn't as long as the show, the first half. Well, what it was is that me and Bullfrog, we were doing a show together, talking about this, talking about that. One of the topics we were talking about was all these fake ass accounts on in the chats on YouTube here and there, pretending to be somebody else. Like, for example, I spoke about this before. Um, I don't know who was the person behind it. It's probably YR, most likely, for the way they type in the chat here, this and that.
Hmm.
There were, most likely was YR, as I mentioned. He was trying to pose as a former adult actress, Melissa Ashley.
Is that porn star from back in the 70s?
Not really from the 70s. I think mostly in the 90s and the mostly in the 2000s there.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
She's been going through a lot of health issues. She just got a lot of, just got out of the hospital not too long ago. She's right now accepting lots of donations, a lot of, selling a lot of videos, a lot of stuff there to pay for the medical bills and all that jazz there. And
Yeah.
so basically what it is that she has been having all these issues. Now, here's the thing. This person comes in as Melissa Ashley, claiming that I'm when they're trying to get a hold of me. She wants to do something for her fans and all that jazz. I look around this. First thing I do is look on to see if there's an actual face. There's a YouTube channel there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next thing I know, and I find out there's none. It was a fake account. And then next thing I remove it, I report it as spam, unwanted content and stuff. And next thing I know, next thing another fake account posing as Casey is raw goes there. It's just sorry, it was just me having some fun. So I removed that because there's a real Casey is raw YouTube channel where it's mostly video games and shit, and
Yeah.
it wasn't the real Casey at all. Now, me and Bullfrog were in the discussion about that. Ken shows up, and then Ken has some issues with Bullfrog with the multiple times he calls in on Ken's program the following night. And now, of course, the night before, he has been known to do kind of shit like that. Most likely, he'll probably do it tonight because Ken asked me to come on later on his program later on tonight there. And right away, Alex Payne, and Casey is Raw, they start removing him from the show, muting him, having some fun with the guy like they did on your show there, the Cry Me a River podcast, like they did that one Friday night.
It does.
Yeah.
Good times, bro. Good
Yeah, it was.
times.
I miss that show. When are you going to start doing your show again on your channel? When you get
I
done?
don't know. These fucking trolls, man, makes me not want to
I
do it.
know. I
But
just had to remove one right now in my
I
chat.
did a fucking baseball stream, just me playing PlayStation. 19 dislikes, bro.
Wow. Of course, probably at an probably YR and everybody else there associated with the crow's nest, most likely doing that.
And I see that you already got 4 dislikes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, a bunch of hating faggots, sons of bitches there. That's what they are. Most likely it's YR and his crow's nest cronies up there. Still mad over the fact that I left his show the way I did. Well, I'm sorry, it was not going to last, I can tell you that. We were running out of topics to discuss here and there. So it was probably just easier to walk away the way I did. So fuck it.
What if he like came on here and said, "Look, bro, I'm sorry," Would
You
you
know,
forgive
he's
him?
well, he has to really prove himself. That's the point. He has to really prove that he's sorry. But we all know I don't think he really is because, he's going to keep on making fake accounts. He's going to come on chats and being the trolls and shit. He's going to call everybody else a flip-flopper except himself, of course. Well, I mean, him and Scott McKinnon have flip-flopped on each other multiple times there. I mean, when you think about it.
But a lot of my troll accounts are SC Steve,
Yeah, I know.
and he's another one. He has a big, big, big fucking mouth.
I know. I still haven't really talked to him in a long while because of
But he
simple.
has a lot to do with those fake accounts.
Yeah. You know, the thing that gets me, is that they always seem to believe that they are in the right when they're not, and that's what pisses me off a lot more. But sad, what can I say? Now on back to the bullfrog thing there.
Yeah.
Bullfrog gets on there. The Bullfrog gets on the air. We're talking everything. Ken comes on the program. He has a few issues with Bullfrog, and then they start going at it one on one. Now, on the line with us was, of course, Kevin Hamilton and Bobby McMillan, who joined us the previous Monday of the week before. We were just having a great conversation. Dave was included as well. Shout out to you, Dave, in the chat there. And he's right, just petty bitches giving the dislikes. Exactly. Yeah, precisely, dude. Ken addresses this issue with Bullfrog, calling in multiple times, and of course acting like he's above everybody else when he's not. Because all the times Bullfrog says, you're just jealous of my sexiness. Oh, I'm just a great entertainer. He's not. I'm sorry. He is not that great of an entertainer. Bobby comes on and says,
Hey.
he addresses something like, he addresses some of that Bullfrog often does when he starts his show. He picks his nose, as you notice.
And he does it on purpose, and they tell him about it.
Yep, probably either to gain controversy or gain views or what the fuck.
And
But
and
still,
there
it's
goes
gross to look at.
there's SC Steve in the chat as a biker gang.
Yeah, yeah. The Great One, I think it was.
No, that's not him. That's my friend George. I plugged the show to him. Is that Bandino's
All
Canada?
right.
That's SC
Yes.
Steve.
All right. Okay, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
I see
and I can fuck your bitch too, motherfucker.
it.
Wham, I can fuck your bitch too. Wham, motherfucker. Yeah. Getting tired of your fucking mouth, bro.
Yep.
Swear to God.
Oh, guess what?
I'm wham.
He's
yeah.
gone. He is gone. He is gone.
I can't wait till Trump sends you motherfuckers back to Mexico.
Yeah, fucking asshole. The time that he got me riled up while driving my sister's car, I'm still pissed at him for doing that, man.
He's not blocked,
I'm trying to get rid of him. It's kind of hard. It just has report, remove. I'll just remove him. There you go. That should be enough for him. Now, here's the thing that pisses me off about Bullfrog. Bullfrog starts fighting back against Ken, saying, Ken's discriminating him, attacking him, judging him. And we all chimed in here and there. We were trying to explain things to Bullfrog. It's not discriminating. It's not passing judgment. But yet he believes it still is.
He's like Tommy, bro. He
I
can't
know.
take the.
He can't take criticism.
And then he repeats himself every fucking sentence.
Yeah.
And then it's like, bro, we're just trying to make you a better person.
Yeah.
It's like teaching a 5-year-old how to eat with his fucking spoon.
Yeah.
By himself.
Or learn how to speak properly. You know when times to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. And you seen that he shit his pants. Dave Rose got proof of that.
Yeah,
too.
I know. Ken pointed that out as well. Yeah. Ken even
Somebody timed out Dave in the chat. Why? Oh no, he deleted his mess. Okay.
Oh yeah, he probably because I would never do that to Dave. Dave even came on to explain a few things about Frog, and it's like you can't get anything through to this guy's thick fucking skull. And to make matters, and here's something else. This is a thing that really pissed me off. Kevin and Bobby wanted to weigh in on Bullfrog's actions as well. They're trying to offer him constructive criticism. And Bullfrog's telling them both to shut up and know your role, little man. This is between us grown-ups. He's accusing Bobby of being a troll when he wasn't. They're trying to address a few things and blah blah blah. And next thing you know, boom. He's disrespecting these two guys on my channel, on my show. Ken pointed that out.
Hey, Dave wants to get in the call.
Yes, I will do that right now. Now, hold up, Dave. We will add you ASAP, man. Because I know you're still...
The community sensei.
Yes. The savior of the community. There you go.
And Dave says it, too. It's like he's not here. He will crit.
Yep.
But he's also trying to make things better. It's not that he's fucking. It's just people can't take the heat, bro.
I know. I took lots of heat, so I'm kind of used to it. But you know what?
Like,
the heat that I got in the past, they were dead on. There were a lot of stupid things I was doing, and they needed to be called out.
Yeah. Finally, you take my call.
Yeah, that's right. What's up?
I'm doing a tour of the whole community, chasing that clout because I'm thirsty for that. Gotta live up to that stereotype. The blacks they can rob, and I'll just chase the clout by going
trolls. Yeah. Gosh. So how many times
make YouTube great again?
Yes, I know. So how many times do you think Bullfrog's going to try and get on Ken's show tonight, later on?
At least once, I would say. At least once. I don't know how hard he's going to go because Ken was stating that he was going to block him and he's not going to let him back on the show.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if that's the case. But I could expect at least once.
Oh, wow. That would be a surprise.
Maybe he goes live at the same time.
Yeah.
And just, whines about how Ken won't let him on the show.
Yeah, he's going to probably do that. He tried. Now, here's the kicker. And I was explaining this. I even expressed this on Twitter. I expressed this to Ken later or during this week. He gets on the air on Tuesday night. He says, I set him up.
How?
That's what I want to know. He says,
hold on. Bullfrog said that?
Yes.
You set him up?
Yeah, he said that he's claiming I set Bullfrog up. And it's like Ken was being a little he's mad at Ken. And get this, he wanted me to delete that show. And to also delete the tweet that I tweeted out hours later regarding that show. Now, there was nothing derogatory in that tweet. It was just saying I didn't expect everything to go the way it did. Because he was
bigger question is, why did you even ask people on Twitter whether you or not you should delete it? Like, who are you to even take orders? Like,
well, I'm not really taking
what's going on, man?
Well, I wasn't taking orders.
Hooked up with YR because he was giving you orders?
No, I'm not getting back with that son of a bitch. And I wanted to ask. I just figure let me ask
You
the
even
people.
considered his request as something that you should ask other people about. It's like, what should I do? Should I, remove the video? And the people have spoken. The people said that, I shouldn't remove the video.
Yeah,
Why doesn't that come straight from you saying, "Nah, why am I going to fucking delete a video that, again, this guy has no power on?"
yeah,
Exactly, bro.
yeah. He's got a point there. I just wanted to see how much heat Bullfrog has generated for himself for the way he acted that night. And
He's been having this type of fucking heat since January, bro.
I know he's been having heat since that one time I monetized this when we first heard about him. When Joe and Drew was giving him all those questions like, "What's your favorite number, blue or green?"
Well, you heard him the other day on Ken's show where Shannon, who's so patient, she lost her shit because this guy just.
Yes, I was listening to that over and over. Props out to you, Shannon. I was listening, and I get it. Even though me and Alex Payne don't see eye to eye, I got to give it up to him because he was fucking with him badly, dropping him from the call, muting him, Casey as well.
But it also shows how much of a child is in a 41-year-old man.
Yeah, anybody else would do the same to them, I would have. But Bullfrog is like...
You're right, Junebug. He's very immature.
Yeah.
He's also clearly there's some sort of mental issue there, like
obviously
cognitive disability in regards to speaking, to thinking straight.
Yes.
And it's evident in the manner that he conducts himself.
Yeah.
It's like we have two bullfrogs. We have the Latino bullfrog, which is Jacob Fago, and now we have the great white bullfrog with his mentality of a 2-year-old.
They're somewhat different, but still, I can see the similarities.
No context.
No, but they're both very immature, as a lot of people are in this community. It's not that they might be young, is that they literally act like children, no matter what their age.
Yeah.
So you've got these two individuals, just as an example,
yeah,
who literally have tantrums, like just act like spoiled little children, and they're petulant too.
And they can't finish a sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make these threats that are only a child would do. Because, for example, the other day where Casey was speaking to him, and he's like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna come down there. I'm gonna break your glasses." And Casey's like, "Nobody does that here in the community. Nobody goes anywhere."
He did the same
fuck
thing.
You.
Yeah. Go.
No, I'm just trying to say that he would continue. Again, it's. I do think that he knows that he'd never go down there, but it's just like that petulant child mentality. Yeah. It's like, well, I'm going to keep arguing this. Of course I'm going to go down there. Of course I'm, willing to sue you and shit. Like all this like stuff that's, that they'll never end up going through with, not only because they're pussies, but also because they don't have the knowledge, like the brain capacity to be able to go through with it appropriately. They probably can't even explain the situation properly to a lawyer. So how is that ever going to be fucking prosecuted? But more importantly,
call Saul.
Their ideas of like, oh, you insulted me on the internet and stuff, don't have any bearing on reality whatsoever. And when you make a threat on the internet, well, that actually is a valid what's it called? Citation, essentially, to have someone charged. So there's a total difference, and these people just don't understand the difference between the two, and are totally lost when it comes to just basic logic.
Yeah, I know. Tommy
but I
is the
refuse
same
to
way.
take responsibility for anyone's ignorance or their actions. I refuse it. I will not be held responsible or accountable for, again, somebody's ignorance, somebody's stupidity, or somebody's actions.
Yeah. And the way this is on Bullfrog, the way he presented himself a few times, bragging about how many male dudes he's banged in the past or banged him. Come on.
No, it sounds like a lot of hot air to me because you can't. Even that was unsubstantiated the other day, and you can't really explain things straightforward when it should be straightforward. So it's very clear, and especially this whole like, well, I'm bisexual, I like women. It's just like There's no chance in hell that
I've,
anything but like
he
bottom
can't even
tier
go.
F grade meat would ever consider mating with him, and even still, it doesn't seem possible. So I just think that's another sort of lie that's being used to
Prop
build his ego.
himself.
Again, he thinks like, oh, I'm the most talented person in the community. Okay, that's fine. Now back it up. Well, I'm the most talented. It's okay. I'm sorry. I'm not responsible for your mental retardation that you can't comprehend the question. But the bottom line is, though, if you want actually that to have validity, you got to at least back it up with something. Repeating the same lie over and over again might work on some dumb people, but doesn't work on, normal smart people.
Yeah.
Keep Bullfrog on repeat. That's what he is. Yeah. The human repeat machine.
Yeah. I mean, he can't even get a sentence out without repeating the first portion like literally 5 times.
Yeah.
Guys, guys,
I know. How many times? I mean, come on, man.
I'm going to take away your wrench.
Hold on, that's going to do something.
Taking away somebody's wrench doesn't, it's not the end of the world. The life goes on. Life goes on.
Gosh. And he said, now he claims he does online work, I guess. He works from home. What does he try to do? Webcam shit?
I don't know, but that's a questionable thing that he's not willing to discuss, which puts a lot of suspicion over the whole topic.
Yep.
So, just like that mystery closet that he refuses to let anyone see, or the fact that we had to coax him to eventually show us his pantry.
Yeah.
There's obviously something suspicious in why he's holding it back, and it's like he says he doesn't want to be doxxed. Well, he already doxed himself, literally, so we already know where he is, his full name, and all that. Okay, fine. But the bigger question is, well, why don't you just fucking, when asked something, just tell the truth? Like, you don't have to say, I work at this place. Here's the address. You could say, well, I work in the field of, construction. So that could be anything. It could be a fucking foreman. That could be fucking, Pablo, who's fucking illegally hired, who's just sweeping the floors.
Yeah.
Like, it could be anybody. So if he just tells his field, which many people have already asked, he not only refuses to answer, but he gets defensive about it. Now,
very defensive.
I kind of think that there's a good chance that he is on some sort of disability and government assistance, and that whatever work he's referring to is probably some sort of work program available through the government, as so that you can get your benefits.
Yes.
And that which allows him to basically work from home and such.
Yes.
And because again, the big clue is he won't reveal the field. Now, I've talked about the different fields I've worked in, and I'm still not I still haven't identified any of the employers that I've worked, but I've given hints as to like one of the largest telecom companies in Canada, for example, things like that. So I'm not hiding things, but I'm not naming them outright, but I'm still identifying my skill set and where those come from, what field, what career. Yeah. And I'm not defensive about that. The thing is, though, with Bullfrog, just even asking him the concept of what's your field of work, not even like what do you do for a living, but just what's your field of work. You're in janitorial, you're in sanitation, you're in construction, whatever. Computers. What's your field? Always gets fucking defensive. There's something up there. There's something up there.
Very suspicious. Either he is doing something shady, or he doesn't do anything in general.
Dude,
just lays on his lays on
remember,
his
you're
sofa.
talking to Dave Rose, the smartest man in the community, and technically Sherlock Holmes, I guess, in this point.
Yep.
So I've literally Watson. I've literally solved the
big mystery. Yes. Gosh.
I mean, fuck. Junebug. He had no problem fucking saying, I work,
Neither
I work
did
in a chocolate factory. I fucking make badass chocolates.
Yeah, I worked
We don't know where
he's
he's working. We don't know what products he told us what products he's making, but not like the brand name and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the big deal? He's fucking, shoulder to shoulder with Willy Wonka and the fucking Oompa Loompas. Like, there's no problem there. Like and he wasn't defensive about it either when he talked about it.
Yep.
Personally, I'd be fucking I'd be loving working at a chocolate factory. I'd be very proud of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Dave, if you just see the incompetence that I have to work.
No, but yeah, you told me about that. Yeah.
Oh man.
The thing is, though, I'd have to be in management because then I would get those people fired and I'd get actually competent workers. Because here's the thing, as a manager, and I've been in that role before, if my employees aren't happy, then things aren't going right. My employees need to know that they're valued, and that requires a manager to be personally involved in making sure that everyone's competent, and that competency leads to ease of work. So you don't have to worry about some idiot fucking up the entire line.
Yep.
Let alone idiot management.
Open a chocolate factory, Dave, and I'll go work for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
and I can assure you, I am highly qualified for the job.
Yeah.
And I don't disappoint because I believe in consistency, and I like to keep my area clean, and I like to do shit the right way, not the opposite of fucking normal.
Yeah, we all do. It's the same thing. I've always been open about what I did for a living, and without revealing where I worked at. And I understand where you're coming from in terms of work environment, because the last couple of years at the restaurant I worked at back in Roseville, Michigan, the manager up there was a total dickhead, made everybody's life miserable while working there. That's why that restaurant went there. It just went down when it came to attendance and serving food and everything, because nobody wanted to watch a manager treat their employees like total shit.
Yeah, there's just too many fucking.
I don't remember what show it was that I was saying this on, but basically I talked about how, again, I have contempt for managers that are counterproductive. And I've always said that, a lot of people in management fail upwards. That's how they get hired. And I told the story about how I worked at one place and I eventually ended up like quitting. But I, prior, like right after, I should say, I brought in a bunch of like muffins, I believe I made, for employees in there, right?
Nice, yeah.
And when the manager asked if he could have one, I said, no, it's only for people who work here, who actually do work. So basically, this was like a big fuck you. This was like a big fuck you. Like it was, but I said this to him literally on the floor, right? Because there was customers on the floor and stuff. Yeah. And there was employees on the floor, and I literally said this like straight out to him like that, as a massive sign of disrespect and also support for the employees that were there.
Mm-hmm. Dave, you're savage, bro.
No, that's exactly what needs to be done, dude. Like I would be the best manager ever, and I could fucking turn around production no problem. Not only because of my abilities when it comes to statistics and mathematics, understanding quantities and surpluses and all that sort of thing, the operations of keeping stock product, but because I know that my employees need to know that I back them. And if someone's going to fuck with them, I'm going to be the first one to fucking stand up and make an example of them in front of everybody.
My job don't even do that. We just get blamed for everything.
I've been in conflict with higher ups for, again, taking stands where it's just like, nope, not going to let that happen. I know my rights, and I also know that I've got dignity, If you want to, and it's happened because I've been let go from jobs that, again, that situation sort of thing happened. But right after, the fucking, like, what's it called, the quality of work, basically, just dropped dramatically, and people started to fucking leave and all that stuff because I was holding shit together on several jobs. But that's the best revenge. That's the best revenge, is to watch other people fail after they tried to screw you over.
Mm-hmm.
It is, definitely.
And I'm in that position right now, Dave.
I would, upon hearing this, I would have wished you would have been our manager at that Roseville restaurant, during that time, which was around 2001, 2003, or actually 2004 when I finally left there, when I moved to Richmond. Because because of this motherfucker, the business went down. People were not showing up. Plus at the same time, the second Gulf War was going on at the same time there. But this was a drastic. Hardly anybody was in there. Lunchtime. Dinner time is usually there wasn't a lot of people there involved during that time. So sadly, it was just. But then again, the general manager had the audacity to hire this buffoon.
Well, that's what they do. They always hire the fucking incompetent people, and it's not
The
only
bullies.
because they're but it's not always they're incompetent. Like there's people out there that are willing to work. It's just they're not trained properly.
Yeah.
It's because this is how they train the employees over there. They'd be like, okay, you do this and that and this and that, and then they just walk away and they fucking disappear.
Yeah.
And they're looking at me, and I feel bad because they're like, help! She just explained this.
What I noticed with people in managerial positions is that they will tell higher ups what they want to hear.
Yeah.
So they act as a gatekeeper between what they're being told by management and the executives and what they're now telling the employees. So they'll take all the praise that's given to them because the employees are working well. But if anything goes bad, they're the ones who's like shitting on you type thing. Power struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm used to it because they do it to me all the time.
Yeah,
and I'm the only one that actually cares and puts in the work every freaking day. But I always gotta take the fall for second shift.
I know. Well, the guy that I told, the idiot manager, passed away not too long ago, from what I understand. So, condolences for his friends and family, but I'm not going to shed no tears. So I should at least, pay some sort of homage to the guy. I'm not that cruel a bastard to go out there and say things like, I'm glad he's dead. I'm not going to do that. Fuck no. Yeah. One of the things that, another thing Bullfrog needs to be taught is, when you say shit like, I hope your mom dies of cancer, excuse me. Yeah, that's wrong. That is outright wrong. I know he realizes he said it because he was pissed off, but think first before you say something, dude. That's all I got to say.
I can guarantee there's
But he
nobody
doesn't.
thinking behind that brain.
If he has a brain, I don't think so. So how's everything in your area, Dave? Everything going good there?
Oh, we just had a storm pass through.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Was it bad, or was it just a regular storm? Or just it would be? You think it's going to be hitting the States pretty soon, around the Michigan area, and then down here in Texas in a couple days?
The storm would dissipate by that point. It would have to be a very strong storm to even reach from where I am to Texas.
I know. We had a few strong storms a while back. I remember that's from the northeast end of America. They're coming down here and wreaking havoc over here. So everything is, as you know, I'm still collecting unemployment right now because I'm still been out of work. That's why I'm able to do all these streams here and there and appear on other people's programs. And plus there's a good chance that possibly I may be doing some stock work at either a Costco or a Sam's Club pretty soon there. We got a lot of things working out here. My old workplace was challenging me because of the unemployment benefits. I remember the Kroger that I worked at in Richmond, Michigan was the same way, which they lost, and most likely I'll probably lose. Most likely I will prevail in this case here, but I'm just going to leave it up to God's hands at this point. If I try to figure this thing out, figure that out, I'm going to get myself too wound up, and I don't want to do that anymore. God knows I did that in many jobs in the past, where I ended up losing my fucking mind. I don't want to do that no more. Gosh. So Junebug, your thoughts on Frankie Benali, the drummer of Quiet Riot, passing away this past Thursday?
I never really heard any of their music, but from what I've read, he's very known, and it sucks, man.
Yeah, he died of stage 4 patriot cancer. And he'd been battling that for the past few months there. Of course, he was the only only member from the classic lineup leading that group. He was, of course, the drummer. They had a couple of three new members filling in the other spots there, held by Kevin Dubrow, who also is deceased. He died in 2007. I guess it was cocaine related. Rudy Sarzo, who is still alive, he's been playing with other bands and other projects. I know he came down to Houston a couple years back with a project called Gunzo with Tracy Guns from LA Guns. And Carlos Cavazo, who was the one of the lead guitarists for Rat for a good number of years. Now, my question is, what's going to happen with the name Quiet Riot? Is it going to be laid to rest, or is the management going to come out and continue Quiet Riot as a brand name with all different new members?
I have no idea, bro.
Because they did that with the Village People for a long while now.
Isn't that Tommy's and Bullfrog's theme song?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So what do you think of Tommy dissing me after his win over me on JB's program a couple weeks back? JB wanted to disqualify him and give the win to me.
What did he say?
Oh, he said, so what do you have to say? Well, Tommy, you won the competition. And he's like, it's like, eat a dick. Don't ever
I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Basically, Tommy wins, and Earl says, okay, well, Tommy, I'm going to congratulate you for your win. And, good job. Tom's like, well, fuck you.
Yep.
And then fucking Earl's like, well, I don't think that's the best response, but I mean, I still have the best thoughts for you, and I do congratulate you. And Tommy's just like, well, I hope you fucking die, or and it's just like, wow, man, like, where the fuck is this shit coming from? Like, even people in the chat were like,
I know,
dude, like, what are you fucking saying? And like I even said, like, disqualify him, like, that's fucking
JB wanted to do that
conduct.
Yep.
I know that. Gosh.
Was JB laughing?
Well,
JB was like, whoa.
He was in shock. And because, plus, you remember when I got on the call to do this, first thing I heard from JB is like, keep it cool between you two. So which I did.
Well, at least you showed maturity, and he didn't fucking.
Oh my God, Tommy went so down, like so low with that, because it was because every time Earl started off like, okay, congratulations. Tommy's like, no, well, fuck you. And Earl's like, I don't know where that's coming from, but like, I'm not gonna wish you harm or nothing. Like, still, like, you won fair and square. Blah, blah. And Tommy's like, wow, fuck you and die. And like, it's just like, and then, JB's just like, where the fuck is this shit coming from? Like,
he really don't like you, Dr. Brown. What the
I know.
fuck?
He's petty. And it's funny because he says that Joe holds on to things, that he has grudges. Well, what do you call that there?
That is correct.
I mean,
when I spoke to
Ken, holds it on with Himmelfarb and with other people.
I know. I spoke to Ken about that, and I think Tommy is really perturbed by me being in this community, because I go on all these other shows like Junebugs, yours, those stints I did with Bullfrog, the shows I did with YR, appearing with Mars, Ken's, and Joe's, and everybody else. And I guess Tommy is only now limited to just, I guess, Foul Mouths. Because, as we know, Joe broke up.
No, the other day he showed up on Corrupted.
Oh, really? I gotta find that there. And I guess...
said that he was just going through Discords that were on his Discord, or like groups that were on his Discord, when in fact, clear as day that he was basically going directly to Joe's Discord because it's got his face and all that on there.
Yes.
And he was like making up excuses. We were like on the show saying this. It's like, well, Tommy, you would have known this. No, it was just an accident. But now that I'm here, blah, blah, blah. But he was literally on Ken's show for most of the night until basically Corrupted went on air. And then he just called in.
Yeah. Yeah, and guess it
Come
was,
on, Tommy. It's a we know math and time. You know, we realize when we're being played, so that you can't play us. You can't play people that know math and dates and like can read, because we can easily see this.
Yep, and it comes with age. I know.
Yeah, and plus you got to remember. Shit, I forgot. Oh yeah, Danny MC. That was the main thing. That was the thing. Joe was griping about Tommy about this Danny MT guy always going after Joe. And plus, here's something else. Danny MT has I know it's like, does he have a relative or a friend of his who is disabled? Because the way he went off on Joe those multiple times, and even explained it to Ken on Ken's program, the way Joe, abuses all these people with disabilities and all that, the way he treated Tommy, the way he treats Bullfrog and everything else. It's just, I don't know. It's like, I'm beginning to wonder if Danny MT has a friend or a relative with the same kind of issues. That's why he's so defensive of Tommy and such.
Who knows?
Yeah, I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking as well. Yeah. So, how's everything else, Junebug? Everything doing well, man? I see you're on camera. You got all those tattoos, dude.
Yeah. They all have a little history on them.
All right. Let me try this out. Okay. I'm going to try this. I'm just giving what's it called? Milo cheese, you said?
Merlot wine. It's made with Merlot wine.
Ah, nice. Hey, little Daisy.
Made with wine.
Not too bad there.
Yeah.
Nice. I was given a sample of this cheese here that's made with a certain wine there, Merlot wine. Merlot wine there. It's pretty not too bad there.
So you, Junebug, you kind of look like a Latino version of Jesse.
Really?
Yeah, the glasses and the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, at least I'm the first Latino, besides you, Dave, like, I'm another Latino in the community that can actually talk.
Yeah.
That's true. No, not just in name only,
Oh, dude, I
not
was
just trying to those fucking points.
I was in the chat and I was like, oh God, I was like, he's giving the fucking Latins a bad name right now. Like, I'm embarrassed to be Latino.
Who Fuego? Who Waterboy?
Yeah.
Oh man, that was terrible.
I know. I heard that. I was listening to that last night. There, him that
Joe,
beef
man.
with this beef with
like,
Drew
Joe,
being
man.
a yes
You don't
man.
want to talk about, man. Chill, man.
Oh, I just got a notification. YR is live.
Who cares?
I do. He's making fishing videos now.
Oh. That's about the same equivalent as Tommy's video on gun safety.
No, he knows his stuff. He's not, an expert, but I like watching fishing, and
I'm not into fishing.
First of all, you should stop hating on the fishing. You know, you said that shit the other day, and you're like, oh, why would I go fishing? It's like, it's to try something different. You're like, wow, I hate fishing. It's like, okay, well, you don't have to fucking fish. You can hang out. So again, like, I don't know what your hate's on with the fishing.
No, it's just.
Yeah, I would have went, smoke a blunt with him and
exactly
had a beer and just chill.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you had the opportunity to make it right, because he did extend that to you.
Yeah, but then again, he never left the location of where he was at.
Well, you never even showed any interest in going, so why would he tell you? He was waiting for you to tell him.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Communication, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly. Communication. And that's another thing is I said this and other people said this, is that if you had such a big problem with like him bringing on Scott during the call, that was on you to fucking tell him that, not to fucking just swallow it and just let it simmer and fucking blow up later. Like, that was your job to fucking tell him, even when the show went off the air. It's like, okay, I'm not cool with this. That was your job, man. You can't fucking blame him on that.
Yeah, you're right. I am on the bad for that one. I know that.
Remember, like, if you can't, like, a closed mouth never gets fed, Dr. Earl. So it's like, just don't be afraid how to express how you feel.
Yeah. Is it like
justified if you don't want to work with him? But he has extended the opportunity to, rectify the situation, and if you were willing to meet him halfway, that could have been accomplished.
I'm thinking sometime, we should probably meet up when it's okay, when all the clubs and all the venues are reopened. Possibly, he did mention on one time on Mars shows about meeting me at Numbers nightclub, but he never did. But for some reason, he got cold feet. So probably sometime when the place is reopened, we'll probably get together and discuss it.
YR is scared of open spaces and crowds. I'm sure of it.
Oh, really? Huh. That's something.
Well, I would like to see him basically in a club, and I haven't seen you there.
I'm the same way, though. Like, for me to go to a club, I would need to have a couple shots in me. I have bad anxiety, so it's like when I'm around a lot of people, I start to panic. So I have to go outside and like take a breather or like take a break.
I've never experienced that.
It's bad, bro. It has to do with
but there's so many. But I don't understand. Like, honestly, it just doesn't get into my cranium as to why. Like, the logic behind it doesn't make sense to me, because I've heard from literally countless people, like, oh, I've got social anxiety. I'm like, I don't know what that means. It doesn't compute to me. Like, I try to put myself in your situation, and it's just like, okay, I don't get it.
For me, it has to do with a lot of my childhood. Like, I was never like, I was more inside all the time. I was never outside with people. Like, I didn't even like going to school because I was afraid to be around people, because like I don't know what it was like to be social. So it's like it followed me as an adult. So it's more like a psychological thing, if anything.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Okay, maybe that's anecdotal, but you've got so many more people now today that are saying that they've got social anxiety than they may have had when I was 5 years old, for example, or 20 years ago. I don't know, 50 years ago, or 100 years ago. This phenomenon, as it is a new one.
Or it could be attention seeking.
No, there's something to it, I guess, because again, you find all these people that are experiencing it, and I don't know. I think it's a mentality issue. It's a psychological issue, but I think it's because it's influenced by society, by the world that we live in. So the problem is when you take the focus off important things and shift them to things that are frivolous, like materialism, then people are now chasing something that will never be attainable. And as such, they're always going to have that empty hole. But their mind is brainwashed in a way that they're sort of just going to continue to run on that hamster wheel. And they're going to run faster and faster, and they're going to burn themselves out. And they still never get to that fucking prize, because that prize, that whole paradigm is false to begin with. You were never intended to get the prize anyways in that sort of system. So we've convinced ourselves that this, and it's not capitalist society, it's consumerist. The difference is that capitalism is just the trade of capital back and forth between parties. Consumerist is basically consume. Oh, you bought a printer for $20 at Staples and it breaks. Well, don't expect a company to actually make a good product. You can get another printer for $20. Or, and this happened a lot in the IT industry that I worked in, but it'll cost you $50 to get a bunch of new ink, but only $20 for another printer that includes all the ink. Oh, of course you're going to get a new printer.
Oh, yeah.
And therefore, I've got an extra printer. Well, let's throw it out, whatever. So now you consume and you consume and you consume. And what does that do? That drives production, because it's called planned obsolescence. So you have a product that you could have made fucking indestructible, but you're like, no, you know what? We can't make as much money. It's not that it's profitable, that it's not profitable. Of course it is. But no, we can't make as much money in the long run. So let's make this half, like the life of this product, a third that what we could do. So when it breaks, it's going to be cheap enough because we're going to produce so many that people are just going to buy a new one. Who cares? Oh, that stuff that's broken? Yeah, just throw it in the fucking into the garbage heap, or sell all this garbage to a third world country, and then they ship it over there and they dump it there, and they get mad at North Americans because their own government basically made a deal to bring the garbage over to that country. So now you've got this resentment, misplaced, about the West trying to send their garbage to other countries when it's the countries themselves that are buying this, but it's because of a consumer society, not capitalism. That's what these stupid Marxists don't seem to understand. Well, they're useful idiots. They're not even Marxists. Marxists at least know their doctrine. I'm talking about the fucking white liberal who thinks that fucking Che Guevara was a good guy, or fucking that America is like guilty of all these crimes and it has to be destroyed. And socialism,
imperialism.
Imposed. Yeah, it's this is what happens when you take control of the education system. You brainwash enough of the population to believe total fairy tales.
And they turn and they turn around and they try to remove all these statues, all these monuments that they deem racist, that they deem evil. I mean, come on.
Yep. And why do you think people hate me so much for the fact that I read books and tell them to read books? Because reading books, you can't alter. The books from 1930, with certain information, should technically be the same. With definition-wise, for example, as they are now, but you notice they're not. And you notice the change in language, which is a Marxist strategy.
And I like to read. People think I don't read. I love to fucking read. So, Dave, any recommendations of what to start with?
In what regards? What topic are you looking to read?
The past, like United States history. But I'm talking about from early 1800s. Around there, history.
The one I would recommend was the old U.S. history books back in my old high school.
Yeah, but I don't read none of that shit. After all the shit that I learned over the years, all that shit that I learned in school was all bullshit.
You can't start arbitrarily at 1800s and expect to understand why it reached that point. You have to go deeper. You have to go earlier.
How far?
Are you looking for a hard copy of a book, or are you willing to read PDFs?
Either or.
No, because some people aren't down with literally spending hours just reading from a computer screen of something that they could have in book form, or that they could print out and read. But
I'll do with the printouts, or I'll do with the printouts. Fuck it.
Well, I can send you. I've got gigabytes of documents and books. And
send me shit, because I like reading history, bro. I just like.
No, but again, though, the thing is, though, you like reading history, but how are you going to understand? Again, arbitrarily, if you're going to take a certain date, how are you going to understand how everyone got there? You really got to go to the start of everything. And there are books that literally sort of break down, for example, how religion became so predominant, and how certain societies rose and what their symbolisms were, which then were transferred onto modern day society. These secret societies that are influencing certain decisions and styles and symbolisms, and it basically explains, for example, in many cases, if you've got a war, there's a lot of the times where there's a foreign banking system that is basically funding both sides. And no matter who loses, you're still getting paid from both sides. Yeah. So this is these financial institutions. When you understand how those work, you understand why there's wars in the world. Because normally wars really aren't by chance. They don't just happen. Especially the big ones, they're usually planned out, and the are usually the ones that are financing it.
Yeah.
So he's going. That's some deep shit.
That's why it's important to sort of understand, where everything comes from and the symbolism and stuff. Like, if you take a look at corporate logos and stuff, you're going to start to see
Yes.
a lot of patterns that are repeated. Now,
Yeah.
if you understand, esoteric symbolism, you'll start to see that all these things have meanings, and secret societies use these symbols to sort of convey a message, whatever it is. And once you start to see which companies use those symbols, you start to understand what their motivation is. Like, for example, what's his name? Bill Maher, the comedian, Bill Maher.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't know if he still has it, but he had a company at one point called Child Love Productions.
Mm.
Okay, and he's been photographed with Podestas, with both of the Podesta brothers, and a bunch of other elite. He's known to have gone to Epstein's Island, and he's part of the Red
Ah.
Shoe Club. Now, the Red Shoe
Ah.
Club, if you look this up on Google, you'll see it.
Wow.
You'll see Bill Maher with a bunch of other really famous elite people, all wearing red shoes. Now, if you really dig deep, you'll find out that this whole thing is really a representation and sort of a wink to those that know that these are individuals that will sacrifice human kids.
Oh, what the
Oh.
fuck?
And
Oh,
because the
man.
thing is, the reason why they wear the red shoes is its symbolism is, and this has been done in a pool owned by the Vanderbilts, which basically Cooper Anderson's directly related to.
Gloria
this
Vanderbilt.
pool, yeah, this pool, and it's one of many that's used for this. But basically, they tie kids up to the wall. They sacrifice them there, and the blood that obviously soaks out of the kids fills the pool to the ankle ankle depth, and thus the whatever shoes they're wearing or their feet will come out red when they step out of the pool and such. That is the little cue, the little wink to the elite that that's what the Red Shoe Club is about.
That is disturbing, man.
Have you
Is
seen
that-
the photo, guys?
No,
You
definitely
want-
show it.
Send it,
Definitely
Dave,
show
send
us. Show us, dude. Show us, man.
Is that got to do with like a lot of kids missing around the world?
Oh yeah.
Maybe. Absolutely.
And let me ask you this: do you think that's why Trump is probably building that wall? Because the majority of these kids are coming from Mexico. They have
No, they're coming from everywhere. But the Mexican border is a big place where they are coming through. But they're coming from, like, I mean, they'll go right into Florida, for example. There's a lot of ports that have been being shut down by Trump. Why? Because they have been used for.
So he knows this. He's aware of it.
Of course he is.
Yes.
That's why, dude. The biggest operation that he's been doing is attacking child traffickers, and
people are calling him racist for that, right? Like they don't
people
know.
call them everything because they're involved. That's the reason why they're fucking having
Either that,
he's
or they're
exposing,
stupid.
These pedophiles in media, and that's why they attack them so hard. He's exposing people who are making money from it. Governments that are basically blackmailing these politicians so that they can just use them to, do what they want. So again, there's your.
Yeah, I see it,
again,
Mary.
I see
Yep,
that.
I see it
type
there.
it into Google, you'll find it. You type in Red Shoe Club, and boom, it comes up even before you're done writing it.
All right.
That's disturbing, man. Like they're innocent kids, bro.
I know. It's like, shit.
No, but I'll tell you one thing. Obviously, you guys understand that there is a reckoning that's going to go on, that's happening right now, and that will continue to happen. I'm sure you can, right? You understand that
Yes.
people are waking up at a very fast pace.
Yeah.
That concept of a pedophile ring running throughout entire Hollywood was joked at 10 years ago, and yet now is totally understood as being, fully valid. Okay? So as more information continues to come out, because obviously Ghislaine Maxwell still hasn't been like she has another court case scene and all that, and more information's coming out, people are much more open to it and much more willing to speak out about what, the abuse that they've had if they were in, that sort of situation, knowing that the bigger fish, or some of the big fish, have been sort of jailed or obviously eliminated, like Epstein's case.
Wow.
So there's going to be more information coming out. But again, that's going to be a reckoning, because not only are people in Hollywood are going to now be seen for the monsters that they are, because a
Fucking
lot of them have
disgusting.
been hiding
I know,
behind
sons of bitches.
these sorts of personalities, that they've been great people. And even in Hollywood, it's been known that these people were monsters, but it was hidden because, either people were benefiting from it or would have their livelihoods taken away if they revealed it. There's going to be that reckoning. There's going to also be a reckoning with people that denied it. Now, think very carefully.
Yeah.
People ignore what I say, or it's the Cassandra curse, which I accept. I've talked about it many times. But the thing is, though, listen to what I have to say.
Yes.
Those that ignored these warnings 5, 10, 20 years ago, the reckoning that comes to them is going to be biblical. Okay? Because of the fact that they they basically lived a lie and fought against the truth. Now, fighting against truth is like fighting against God himself. And
Yes.
when you have the opportunity to know and learn, and you choose to stay ignorant and fight the truth, you are an enemy of truth. Now, God is love and God is truth. Therefore,
Yes.
love is
Agreed.
truth. So you fought against love. You fought against truth. And the reckoning that's going to be coming to those people is going to be epic, because they will not be allowed to live up the situation and just dismiss or ignore how they literally sold everyone out because they weren't willing to learn for themselves, and they sided with evil. It was their choice. Staying ignorant is a choice.
I know.
And they will be, there will be justice coming. These are the same people that will shit on those that like to be self-sufficient, that may have a garden, that might prep, as they call it, just doing what our ancestors used to do 100 years ago. Prepare preserves and such, stock food, because you never know what's going to happen. And, those are the people that would ridicule those that were much more aware of the world. The reckoning coming to them is going to be out of this world. That's all I can say about that.
And I hope they all fucking perish.
I agree as well. I mean, like, this shit's been going on for God knows how long, and it needs to stop, man.
Yeah. Isn't
Okay, guys, I need to say this. Did you guys see that new trailer for, I think it's Call of Duty? They're calling it Cold War.
No, not yet.
Well, you definitely need to, because it takes footage from this guy called Yuri Bezmenov, I believe. He was a Russian that defected, that revealed exactly how the Soviet Union, through Marxism, was going to take down the West. Unfortunately, what they're doing is that it is sort of like predictive programming, because they are revealing, like, the footage that they're using in this commercial is from the actual guy who actually defected to Canada because he wanted to leave the Soviet Union, and he revealed totally what they were planning, and they're integrating it into this game, again, as predictive programming, and it's waking up a lot of people, and it's also sort of confirming to a lot of people about the fact that, it was always planned to do this to the West, and of the whole aspect that it is predictive programming. But it is waking up a lot of people, sort of red pilling them into realizing that this was the plan all along. And the way that he describes it just in this little commercial, because it's a very redacted from the entire interview that he had where he talked about this, it gets straight to the point. I recommend highly that you watch it.
All right.
I'll check that out later on tonight.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Dave, for the suggestion.
It's only a few minutes long. I mean, you guys could technically mute yourselves now and watch it for the next few minutes. I can keep talking. I'm long-winded.
I've been passing this information on to my sister and brother-in-law, to be exact, about all this.
What's it called, Dave, again?
What are you referring to?
The trailer you told me.
Oh, the Call of Duty. Sorry, is it Call of Duty? Yeah, Call of Duty, Cold War.
Call of Duty Cold War. Is that the new game coming out next year?
I thought it was coming out this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. So it's Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Yeah.
This is initial release date 2020. That's what it's saying on the fucking page here.
I'm gonna go.
But it's worth them seeing here that the trailer's like a minute long. Some of them are 2 minutes long. Definitely worth checking out because they are revealing big truths with this.
Okay, let me put that there. Okay, I'm looking at it.
I need to get this guy's name again. I'm not Russian, so I can't remember his name.
All right.
There we go. Bezmenov.
Okay, I got it.
Yuri Bezmenov.
I'm looking at it right now with the sound off because I don't want to cause of copyrights and stuff here.
Well, you can mute yourself and then play it so that you can hear it.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I mean, what's the deal? It's not known.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now there. Wow. Pardon the silence right now. We're all checking this clip out here. Definitely. Yeah. Trip.
Bezmenov. Yuri Bezmenov.
No.
Dude, that was fucking insane.
I know.
Like I'm hyped for the game, but like I'm scared because he's talking
You should
about
be.
shit.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. And it's funny because, again, things like this I knew about. Obviously, he came out in 1984, I believe, and did this.
Yeah.
I was 4
Yeah.
years old. Obviously, I didn't know. But back in the 1990s, basically 93, 94, I believe, was when I got my first computer with a modem. And
I was 2 years old, yo.
and
I was
basically
18.
from there, I was connecting to BBS's bulletin board systems, and I was able to be able to read news and stuff about UFOs and conspiracies and all this other stuff. So I was aware of this, and again, like at 15, I believe, I found this bookstore downtown that had a bunch of conspiracy books and stuff. Like it was like one of these bookstores that had like rare stuff, like whether it be like Aleister Crowley, like spell books, to fucking things about curing cancer with alternative means, like all this sort of stuff. And I found information there regarding.
Dude, that fucking I'm gonna have to watch that shit again later on.
Yeah.
Dude, that was fucking crazy.
But yeah, that's I mean, you can watch the full episode on YouTube, but they do try to shadow ban it. As long as you look up for his name, and then you just try to find the longest video possible, you'll probably find the interview where he breaks everything down in full detail, explains how it's going to work and why it's worked in other places in the past and so forth. Like, and we're seeing this. So it's clear as day that. But then you look at the American education system, and then you see that all these teachers are totally in line with this, and they're the useful idiots he talks about. They're the ones that want the plan to go through, but they don't realize that as soon as it goes through, they're fucking on the chopping block. But they're the ones who are responsible for brainwashing enough people so that they've got the army necessary to, do a revolt. But the teachers are the biggest fucking traitors ever. Like, when people wake up to the fact that their teachers, anyone who's ever taught them in public school, literally hated them, wanted, then again, the reckoning's gonna come. Like, you're gonna see a lot of teachers dragged out to the streets.
Like, I just wish,
like that scene in Pink Floyd, The Wall.
Yeah. Like, I just wish, like, all the information that I know now, that I wish I can go back in time and be my younger self and just fucking destroy the teacher. Like, just
Me
tell
and
them
you
all the
too, buddy.
information. Like, what
Me and
the
you
fuck?
too.
Oh man, all
They're
of
gonna
us
look
are
at me like
wishing
this,
that right
like-
now.
Actually, here's the honest truth, though. It is possible, though. It is possible, actually, to send... It's not full time travel, like physical time travel, but there is the ability within humans to actually project your consciousness back through time to your younger self without messing timelines and shit, and like download or transfer information directly to that consciousness. This is definitely possible. There's a lot of cases about this, and the science matches it. The science fucking lines up exactly with how this is possible.
Man, and it has to do. I know it has to do with your brain, because like you remember shit. Like, what can you go back in time like that? It's possible. I know it's possible.
Well, you could. There's so many different books that talk about this and stuff, and the military actually admits that they've done this. It's called astral projection, but there's been different types of projection projects. So it's not just astral projection on the astral plane. It is remote viewing, for example, and it is transference of consciousness through through time. So whether it be forward or back, you have that essential ability to sort of reconnect with your own consciousness and then provide a download of information or a transference of information if you can get to that mental state. But there's so many cases of this. The science just seems to match up perfectly with how it would work. And again, when the militaries of the world have fucking spent millions of dollars doing research into this, yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna fucking take it a little more seriously than those in the fake news that say, "Oh, that's all conspiracy stuff." Yeah, the military is really gonna spend hundreds of millions of dollars on projects that might not have a fucking effect, right? You gotta watch a movie. It's called "The Men Who Stare at Goats."
I think I remember hearing about that.
I heard about that movie.
Yes, I heard about that as well.
Very good movie. They say it's based on real life. It's based on true whatever. You know how they say that?
Yes.
I feel like
based on a true story.
I feel like a lot of movies are sending us the message, but we're not getting it.
Yeah.
No, they're doing it. No, but it's hidden in plain sight. They're actually sending us that message, but we're blind to it. We actually have the screen in front of our eyes to blind us from the symbols that they're telling us, that they're showing us, that are telling us what they're doing.
Like, I'm gonna use an example, Thanos from the Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, he said, I felt like by depopulating the world, I'm actually saving them rather than you guys think I'm destroying everything. And I said, wait a minute, that sounds like what's going on now with the fucking coronavirus.
Yeah.
So it's like, remember when he kills all of Gamora's people, he tells her, he goes, I killed half of what your family or your people, and everything was perfect back to normal. So I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that what they're doing now when they're trying to depopulate the world and make the world a bird of prey that they're trying to say?
Yep.
Something of that sort, yes,
so they
absolutely.
basically took Thanos' idea without all the extra shit, without the snap. They just threw a pandemic at us.
Most likely, yes.
Well, they did change. They changed the story to match that, though. because
Yeah,
that wasn't the original comic book story. So
yeah,
again, the whole population control and balance was basically a little SJW, um, inclusion into that.
yeah.
Made a good point. Another great point made here.
Because like I just don't watch movies for entertainment. I like to sit down. I like to listen to the dialogue. I like to know what the plot is. Like I pay attention to shit. And it's like when things don't go out of the fucking ordinary, I actually sit there and I be like, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. I just saw that.
I gotta see.
I just saw that.
Oh man. Oh dude.
Why don't you describe it to the audience there, Earl?
Oh man.
Come on.
They just so. Oh dude, I should probably put this on the thumbnail on the screen here, but
Yeah, and your video will instantly get banned.
I know. Yeah. They
hey,
just
that's
sent
not
us a
nice.
meme. It's like a gay man in a wheelchair, all dressed so girly, and the caption is "Proof you can be a fruit and a vegetable."
That's not nice.
No, but the thing is, though, you've got like in the background, you've got like two fat little imp-ish women that are in
Yep.
wheelchairs.
Yep.
Real gross looking.
Yep.
Then you've got this thing in the foreground, which is like it's redheaded. I don't know if it's male or female, but it has some sort of
Probably both.
I don't know if it's cystic fibrosis or something, but the arms are like all weird.
Cerebral
You got the
palsy,
fingers
yes,
like
I
all
know, yeah.
twisted and
Yes.
like it's like all weak on the bottom level of the body, like
Yep.
the limbs are looking very incapable of holding up the weight, and it looks like it's struggling for air because it probably has one of those tracheotomy fucking things on its throat and stuff.
Yes.
And it's got like a gay flag hanging off it and stuff. And,
Yeah.
So basically the whole caption was proof you can be a fruit and a vegetable, which I thought was very
Oh God. Oh man. I gotta say this one.
It's
That's
hilarious.
for sure. It is
Fucking
more.
no,
It's more than
I
hilarious.
I
It's
send
a
these fucking memes
classic.
out so that you can spread them in the name of Keck.
I'm doing that
Under
right
the
now to my sister.
supervision of Pepe and Apu and the Groiper. This is for you, the people.
Yep.
Well, people,
Gosh.
are you going to accept these liars? Are you going to take control of your city?
Did you know that I am the most famous in the community when it comes to memes?
Yeah, I know you are definitely.
You
And
guys
you got-
remember the photo I showed you guys about Trudeau? All the different faces of Trudeau?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, like, I lost count of how many thousands of people fucking shared that shit, and like actual like national reporters and shit that were fucking retweeting that, commenting on it, or even like posting it on their blogs and shit. So I made an impact.
Yeah, definitely you have.
That's one of many. But that was masterpiece.
Yeah. When was that photo
And then
taken
people
back?
fucking. Sorry.
When was that? At some sort of a party back around the 90s before he became prime minister? I guess.
When
The-
was what?
The photo of Trudeau in that blackface. Don't remember.
Oh well, that's not the meme I'm talking about. But
Oh,
okay,
okay,
that is from like the early 2000s, I believe.
Ah. I guess
Also,
one of-
he had an out-of-court settlement in the hundreds of thousands of dollars with an underage girl that he apparently
Ooh.
had sexual relationship with in BC when he was a teacher.
wow,
Or
that is
a
something.
teacher.
Yeah. There was I got to bring this guy up since you mentioned that. There was a former broadcaster. His name was Charles Pugh. He's serving a 16-year prison sentence for doing the same thing. He was the elected president of city council in Detroit for a number of years. He often took a lot of leave of absences, and he also discovered that he was kind of like having relationships with with a boy who was not yet 18 yet. He was still 17 or 16, and I guess as a result, he's now serving a long prison sentence for that. So that just came to mind when you brought that subject up about Trudeau.
Disgusting.
I know. What is up with these politicians doing that? What the fuck? I still remember this one conservative. I guess it was politician, some state capital, whichever. I forgot his name or the place he represented it, but his mic was on and he was talking to one of his colleagues about this 18-year-old girl that he was seeing at the time, but other than his wife, and that leaked out all over all the speakers. And it's just, as a result, he had to resign and his wife divorced him. And the thing is, what is up with these people doing that, getting involved with these younger boys or girls? What is up with that? Is that, are they not satisfied with their marriages? Or they have this idea that they want to feel young again? Or do they have that certain desire, that certain fetish that's been clogging them up, filling them up inside, that they have to let it out, but they have to keep it on the down low?
Might want to ask them. I'm not sure what Junebug and I could offer in response to that.
Man.
But we've seen and heard of it so many times.
It would be
They're
speculation.
just sick.
It would
They're
just be
just sick.
speculation.
Yeah.
Pointless speculation when you can hold these people accountable. But no, people like, oh, well, Bernie's a sellout. Well, have you tried to confront the guy? Well, no. But I still support him. So you're basically saying that you're a moron. Malfunction.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck you.
Look, you know what? I can save the world, but you just have to bend the knee and let me be a dictator. And give me about 10 years and I'll change human history as we know it. But 10 years, that's all I need, but I have to become supreme overlord of the planet. I must have full control to be able to implement my plan of prosperity. But I promise you, it's possible if I'm allowed. We'll be we'll be living fucking in Proxima Centauri fucking within 10 years if fucking I'm given that honor to be supreme overlord of the soul system. And then eventually we'd take control of the entire Milky Way, move on to Andromeda galaxy, and then to the rest of the universe. People might think I'm fucking around, and I'm joking. I'm not.